Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the line from Kansas, ladies and gentlemen, it is Billy Greer. Hello, sir. How are we today?
Hey, how you doing there, B-sox?
I'm hanging in there.
What's going on in Iowa?
We are patiently awaiting the on sale of Kansas tickets as it was announced this week. That's everybody in the state is doing that right now. We're just idly waiting. Everything is shut down.
Let me give you a little inside tip here. You don't have to wait. Just go on kansasband.com and use passcode Kansas Band, and you can buy tickets right now.
There you go. Early access. I love it. You know, things are good. One of our basketball teams pulled off a big upset last night, and that's
awesome.
kind of where we're at right now. But Billy, this is more about you. 50th anniversary of Kansas. What's it like?
Wow. You know, have you ever sat in a chair and leaned back in it and almost fell backwards, but you caught yourself?
Yes, sir.
It feels like that all the time.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just, looking back is like, where the heck did the time go? It's just, wow. I've been in the band for 38 years. This coming July will be my anniversary with the band. So I asked myself that, where did it go? Gosh.
There's that aspect of it, and I wanted to ask you, I mean, Kansas, there has been a lot of members to this band. What's it like to be a part of a band that kind of has moving pieces the way it does? Does it change it a little bit?
Well, we try as best we can to stay true to the original music. And to reproduce it like it was recorded on the records that were released. And we've had 16 albums, and I've been on about half of those, I think.
Yeah.
So, but we got some good players. Don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to have the original guys back, and Robbie back, and Kerry and Dave and everybody. I'm sure the fans would love to see that. But it is what it is. We try to just stay true to the music itself, and it kind of speaks for itself. That otherwise we wouldn't be here 50 years later.
Back, I believe you joined the band about 85, 86.
Yeah, 85. That's when I actually just, came in as a member, and then we rehearsed and wrote for almost a year before we recorded the first album, the Power album. But it was, when I came in, first of all, I had been with Steve Walsh when he left the band in the band Streets. So I was used to working with Steve. I had overcome that, fear of working with such a great singer, because, we did a couple of albums together, and I was Steve's backing singer, basically.
Okay.
And he brought me back to Kansas, and also, Steve Morse was in the new iteration of Kansas when I came back. So I had to get over that inferiority complex, but he was very giving of his time and talent, and was very patient, and had a great experience working with Steve. He remains a good friend today.
It seems like fans, after, they may scoff a little bit at, when this stuff does change at the beginning, but it seems like they do kind of work it out at the end. What was the moment that it was like, okay, we really are Kansas now?
I can't name a particular time. I'm sure there are still people will never accept me as the bass player. I'll always be the bass player, but that's fine. But learning songs, and I've been doing that the last few days, because we're embarking on this new tour, another fork in the road, and it's the 50th anniversary tour. And of course, we're playing some deep tracks that I have never played before. One in particular is The Pinnacle, and it's like 9.5 minutes long or something like that.
Wow.
And it's just an epic journey through history. It's an epic document depicting man's struggles, but it's got a lot of intricate parts in it. So I'm really having to do my homework, and I'm trying to stay as true as I can today of what he recorded on the album. So, but it's going to be a good show. We're planning probably about 2 hours.
Oh wow.
2 hours of music, yeah. So it's going to be a nice show for the fans, and we're going to play songs from every period, from the beginning, from the first album to the hits, to deep cuts, to the fan favorites, to everything that you might expect and want to hear at a Kansas concert.
Billy Greer from Kansas on the line with me right now, talking about the 50th anniversary tour. Tickets on sale officially on Friday at 10 a.m., but you can get early access tickets at your guys' website right now, right?
That's right. Get the code name Kansas Band.
We'll put that info at the bottom of the page. When you go through and you get ready for a 50th anniversary tour, was there Like, what was the big discussion with this? Because usually with this stuff, it's, we got a new album, we got to, promote the new album and all this. 50 years of this, what was kind of the main thing that you guys were like, okay, we have to accomplish this with the 50th anniversary?
Well, we've got a great label now, Inside Out Records from, I think he's from Germany. But we just released a new album back in December.
Okay.
Of it's a 3 CD set from just about every period in our career. Some of our favorite songs, some of the fans' favorite songs from just about every album that we've ever recorded. So that was kind of the catalyst. We wanted to do something special. We've invited the original members to come out and play. They might at some point. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But I would love to see that myself. I never got to see Kansas play before I was a member of the band, so that was always disappointing to me because I was really a fan of the band.
Oh, really?
But, the first show that I ever saw, I went with Steve Walsh and the other guys in the band Streets over to a dress rehearsal concert when John became the new lead singer. So that was the first time I'd ever heard the band. Whenever they came to my area, I was always working in some crappy club around town, so I couldn't go to the show. So I just never did get that opportunity to see the band.
I get you.
So,
is touring a little bit different on the 50th anniversary tour rather than in the 80s now?
Yeah. It's like this. We're all just sick to death of traveling. We get paid to travel. We play for free. But it's airplanes and rental cars and hotels and and driving. But at least we're not on a bus like we were in the 90s for years and years, to have to go out for 6 weeks at a time to make it work financially, and then get to come home for a week and be dead tired, and then have to, leave again and go back out for 6. So at least now we're doing it more in a way that's conducive to our health and mentally and physically. and that's we fly out, we fly out a day early usually, just to, instead of flying out the same day that we play.
Yeah.
And we play a couple of gigs, sometimes 3, and then fly back home for a few days and repeat.
I gotcha.
And repeat. Unless we go to the West Coast, which is a very expensive proposition to get, 14 people and a truck and, everybody out there.
Yeah,
so
really.
we usually stay out there for, 2 or 3 weeks and do gigs on the West Coast to try to arrange a good, schedule that doesn't kill everybody.
There you go.
So that's the way it is now. Yeah.
Billy Greer on the line with me right now, talking about the 50th anniversary tour. Any memories from Iowa that stick out to you?
Iowa. Well,
put you on the spot.
Used to be really, we really played in all the Quad Cities there. I realize some of them are in Illinois, but I just always had a great time. I remember hanging out at some of the music clubs and going out when we had a night off in Des Moines and really having a good time. But, some great fans there. So always enjoyed playing Iowa.
Perfect. One last
Otherwise,
question.
it's flat and there's a lot of corn.
You're not wrong. Well, I would defend Iowa. We could say all you want about Nebraska like that. How about that?
Okay.
Perfect.
Maybe it is Nebraska. I forget. I'm allowed to forget. I'll be 71 years old tomorrow.
Oh, really? Happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, and then Richard's birthday is, or Phil is on the 1st of February, and Richard's on the 3rd, or vice versa, something like that. So we got the holy days coming up, we call them.
the glad to see it still days, right?
Yes.
Hey, Billy.
Thank God for another birthday. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, you've been playing bass for essentially forever. If there's some bass players out there or people that are getting into bass player, what's the piece of advice you give folks?
Sing too.
Really?
Yeah. Be a singing bass player, and you'll get the job over the guy that's the better bass player every time.
Really?
Yes, you will. I mean, I'm sure when Kansas was thinking of bass players, there's a lot of better bass players out there, but I doubt there were that many that could play the bass parts and sing at the same time, and especially sing and do, some of Steve's higher backing vocals. So, but I think that's what got me the gig with Steve and Streets, and with Kansas as well. I remember Phil and Rich coming to see Streets play when we played Atlanta. That's when everybody was still living in Atlanta. And they came and saw the band, and they were like, "Whoa, who is this guy?" So, if you're a bass player, practice a lot and learn to sing.
That is so amazingly simple.
It is,
but it makes so much sense.
Well, you got a lot of hack bass players and really good bass players out there. If you're the bass player that can sing and do harmonies, you're going to get the job.
That makes so much sense. So, awesome.
It's worked for me. So.
It's worked for me, so.
Got a pretty good career, 50-some-year career out of it, so there you go.
You may know what you're talking about, sir. You may. Well, Billy, we can't wait to see you guys out here. We wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for all the great music and great times. We appreciate it, man.
Man, I'm looking forward to making some new memories in Iowa.
All right, we'll see you here on August 4th, okay?
All right, sounds good.